And that was from then, that was 2000, summer, May 2019, that's when we started developing a fan base.
How was touring with YungBlud?
Incredible.
Aye. What a learning experience.
Aye.
A lot of people ask, like, they'll say to us when we do that kind of stuff, we'll say, "Oh, how was it? Oh, gee, that's literally the best time of your life." But see, when you're a band, you think you're doing well, and then you go and see somebody that blows you away.
Aye.
He was like, first night in Atlanta, turn up, 40-degree heat, and you turn up, it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the day, and the queue
Been
is
queuing
a mile long.
Been queuing there for the first thing in the morning. And so after we released Dead Men single in the video in November 2018, then we said to the managers, now, shut up, we know what we're doing.
Right.
This is what we want to do. We want to be a 3-piece on set. Want to open it up. I want to do a frontman thing. I don't want to be playing guitar and playing keyboards and that.
Right.
I want to just sing. Maybe play the guitar and sing. The guitarist can do the guitar and he can just drum. So we asked, we just found this guy online, was brilliant. So he'd be class. Met him, said, "You want to play live with us?" He thought he was just going to play King Tut's in that. Next minute, fucking had him all over the world 5 times in a year. So Johnny Bones, brilliant.
Aye.
Absolutely love him to bits. So he came and toured with us to America, and then we went to start the YungBlud tour in May, and we played. And this is when we started playing America at South by Southwest. We thought, this is it. This is what we've been missing live. All those times that we fucked up. Now we're getting somewhere.
Aye.
But when we went on stage YungBlud, we came off, went, it was good, man. And then we saw him play, and we went, fuck, man, we are miles away.
Aye.
Miles away. So we got a run of shows from May to, it was like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks. So it was 2 weeks on in May, 2 weeks off in May, 2 weeks on in June, 2 weeks off, and then July. And we went all over America when we went to, just like in Canada. It was like north, south, east, west, the whole America we did for 3 months, and it was the best experience. We were on his tour bus. It was the first time we've ever been in a tour bus.
Aye.
It was amazing.
Aye.
It was amazing. We're playing like the Roxy in LA, and Machine Gun Kelly's there with Travis Barker. We were up there getting a drink at the after party, and
he was going to the halls at the time as well. She was there.
she was on the tour
She
bus.
was on the tour bus with mental,
And
man.
we were like, what's going on, man? And he's just
Going from Iceland to that.
right, it was just like night and day.
Sharing a bed in San Francisco with that.
Aye.
My God.
Aye.
So we were getting to play everywhere: Phoenix, LA, New York, Boston, and his fans are fanatics,
Aye.
and they loved us. And we started getting a fan base for there, and it was just brilliant. And then we came home. This was August, and we've known Lewis Capaldi. Well, I've known Lewis Capaldi for a good few years before he was big and but one of the biggest stars on the planet. We've known him since the wee guy for Bathgate, who used to support Vigo Thieves.
Aye.
And Mark had a connection with my manager through Sam writing Someone You Loved. He said, maybe get the Capaldi tour. And I don't think we get the Capaldi tour. Plus, how would that work, man? He said, we've been doing YungBlud, it's been Rocky and that. How would that work? He said, just text him and ask.
Aye.
Anybody.
Not to Lewis.
Just text him and ask. So, hi Lewis, how's it going, bro? I've not spoken to you in a while. Heard you're maybe looking for a support act in America. Would love to do it. Dinged, nothing bad. Come back, I hate doing that, man.
Aye.
I don't like asking for things because then you're like a right desperate wanker. So thanks for that. He said, I wish you tried. I said, right, great. So again, doesn't matter. We just got on with it. Oh, and we played LA with YungBlud. He says, I'm going out on tour in November. European, do you want to do the dates? I'm like, aye, right, we want to do the dates. But then all of a sudden, we found that somebody else was getting the European dates. We were all on a high, and I think
it's the behind the scenes politics.
That's when it went, because the booking agents and the record labels and the manager says, no, we want this guy to get it. So everybody's playing for it.
Aye.
So all right, we had the YungBlud experience was great. We want to keep this momentum going, but we were asked Capaldi, we thought we maybe get that, and that's not happening. And the YungBlud thing's not happening. Like, fucking, we're back to the start again.
Right.
So a week before Capaldi goes on tour, we get an email. Feels you coming on tour? I'm like, oh man, here we go again.
Honestly.
So like, brilliant. It's like, can we get a tour bus? So we have to pay anyway. He's like, we get a tour bus, and he's like, no, it's full. So today, the whole of the US and Canada for 5 weeks in the back. Yeah, just 4 days in a motor, driving 8 hours.
Don't get me wrong, this was fair enough. Like the boys, Scott and Nick, they say, listen, we'll take all your equipment to give you more space in your car. We'll fire it in the truck.
Right.
We'll bring it every night. We'll bring it out on stage. And that's fine. Which is amazing. So I'm thinking, man, I've got to pay for this, man. Oh, God. And then, 5 weeks, man. And travel 14-hour drives, by the way. You're playing a show. You're packing up your gear, packing it in the van, selling merch, right, and going, right, it's 11 o'clock, I've got 4 hours to drive.
4 hours
so we're doing 10 hours tomorrow. It was mental.
It was brilliant though, man. Like, we were in America when he, the last week we were there with him, he just got to number 1 in America. Now, to get to number 1 in America is...
Not many British acts have done it.
Oh, I don't. I bet.
See, the thing is, he just kept saying, listen, see if this gets to number 1, we're going to have some party. And every time he said it to me, I thought, man, I can't wait to be a part of this. Man, it's some party. But he's like number 3, and it kept like going up every day and then going back down, and you're going, oh, please just get to number 1 so I can get to this party he's talking about.
It was unreal, man. It was another good experience, and like he was, we'd play a show and he'd go on a private jet to go and play Jimmy Fallon, and then we'd be doing 14 hours driving.
14 hours, I know. What a laugh.
Man, but when you start to play with like Imagine Dragons and YungBlud and Capaldi, you go, man, I want a piece of this, man. I want to do this so much because it's just so much fun. So we did all of that. Capaldi tour was brilliant. All the boys were great. Again, fan base is building. We kept releasing music. And then we come home for 10 days.
I must have been like the last couple of days of Capaldi that we got an email saying, oh, by the way, YungBlud says it's all right for us to go on tour in Europe. And I'm going, fuck man, I'm going back for like 9 days.
10 days. And
I broke my ankle in the last couple of shows with Capaldi.
Right.
Jumped off the stage in Brooklyn Steel. I think it was all cool and all the rest. The second song in, I was saying this the other day. And I landed and my head went through my legs, right, off the stage. And this lassie just videoing on her phone. I thought, you better not put that anywhere. So I grabbed her hand, jumped up, and I got back on, got my big arse rolled back on stage. Stevie didn't know anything about it.
So we finish, I go straight to merch to try and sell t-shirts because that's how we try and fund some of the stuff. So I go straight to merch. Him, John, and the sound engineer, they grab all the stuff up quickly for Capaldi coming on. So I'm at selling t-shirts, and then just before Lewis is coming on, that's when I go back to the dressing room and then just chill for 5 minutes. I go back to the dressing room, walk in, man, and Niall Horan from One Direction sitting with his ankle up a bucket of ice like that.
And I was like, what's going on here? And I'm like, she's here to see Lewis, she's not mean to see you.
He's like, are you alright, mate? And all the rest of it. He's like, you alright? And I was like, oh, this is bizarre, man. Going, I was doing merch, how'd this happen? He's like, oh, a silly bugger fell off stage. I seen him and I'm just, used to watch that. I used to be stopped doing the dance moves.
Brilliant.
That was great, man.
Guys, he's like saying to me, I'll take you to the hospital, I'll pay for your x-ray. So I know how much all the stuff costs. I'm just going, mate, see if I fly back home on Tuesday, I'm straight in the NHS, mate, and I'm fine. Don't you worry about it. He said, no, I'll take you. And he was
top man.
Gentleman. Absolutely brilliant. And
that's like something out of a dream. Break your ankle, Niall Horan's just sitting there holding your leg.
I know, I was thinking,
I was just glad it was your leg he was holding.
I thought it'd be feel sorry for me, give me a couple of bob, you know what I mean? Just throw that in your pocket, mate. Do you know what I mean?
That's wild.
But that was bizarre. And then 2 days or 3 days before we were about to fly home, we get the shout for YungBlud across Europe.
Another
5.5 weeks from that, right, okay, let's go, man. So addictive because we're all our social media is going like, we have like 500 followers, 1,000 followers, whatever it was, 2,000 followers. And then next week you do YungBlud in America and it goes to 10. Then you do Capaldi, it goes to 15, and then it just keeps growing and growing. It's like, man, this because before when they were thinking about quitting, basically the whole thing was not enough people knew about us. And that's how you get in front of people and then you grab them as your own fans, and that opportunity to support is what we've always missed. So when you get that, that's how you build a fan base. So you start to see how it all works and you get confidence and you think, right, okay, we're doing the right thing and people are liking what we're doing. So we went across Europe with YungBlud for 5 weeks, and that experience again was just, I just can't explain it, man. It's like every show was packed, going bonkers. And we went back and we wrote another song called Scream, which is like a right rocky one. And we started playing it, man, into the show. And it was a headline show. People are going after tits. Man, this is brilliant. And it was just the experience. And my dad, he was getting sicker.
Was that hard as well, obviously, when you've been away?
He wasn't
gigging all the time and he's at home and obviously you know what's happening. And
it definitely plays in your mind. He was just basically through his illness, he was just all right. And then it was just really bad.
Aye.
But that time with YungBlud, he was just in between that stage, and he's gone, because we're just telling him how it works basically with we have to sell t-shirts to fund some of this stuff. Like, we have to sell stuff because that's how we pay for getting folk over. So he's like, what's your sales like? Because he's a salesman. So what's your sales like? How much your spreadsheet? Shows it. It's like, fuck. You having a laugh?
Shite.
He says,
what you've been doing every night? What you've been doing every night?
Fucking joke.
Sake, man.
He says, right, I'm coming on tour. Right. I says, what do you mean you're coming on tour? So I'm coming to sell t-shirts. I'm the merch king. I'll sell merch all day long.
Brilliant. Super, honestly.
So we're like, all right, fine. So we go and play like Utrecht, Amsterdam, play Munich. Brilliant. My dad's like, I'm coming over. I'm flying to Milan, right? I'll get to Milan and I'll do your merch. Right, no bother. But before we get from Munich to Milan, we've got a day off. And his genius idea, he says, by the way, see in the way back, see from Munich to Milan, we can stop off at Lake Como and have a day off. I tell everybody, I says, last we're going to stay in shite hotels until we get to Lake Como. You trust me? Because if we stay in shite, we can save a bit of dough and get a nice hotel. Fucking well done, mate.
That's unbelievable.
You again?
Me again.
Rooftop hotel in Lake Como with the pool on that.
Nice.
Seaplanes coming, doing pizza and beer. And I was, this is doing life, so it was brilliant. So then we can do the next day, get to my dad. Dad comes out the airport, man. He's got this corporate St. Phnx jacket and this St. Phnx hat and t-shirt. Right. He walks on and I was like, what are you doing? He said, what do you mean? He said, where'd you get that stuff for? He said, I made it myself. He says, but we can't sell that. People are going to ask, can I get that jacket? And they're going to go, no, because it's one of a kind. I said, I know, but I just want to look the part. You know what I mean? So we pick him up and drive to a plane. It was the biggest venue in the European tour. It was Fabrique in Milan, 3,000 folk.
Oh,
here we go. Here we go. So basically get to the venue, tour manager comes, how's it going? So this is my dad, this is Bertie boy. He's like, hello, how's it going, darling? We're ready to rock and roll. So by the way, there's the merchandise tonight is venue sale only. You don't have to work, so it's your night off. The venue take care of the selling. That's the policy. He said, ideal. Here we go, man. Sorted. And he's like, where's YungBlud? Where's Dom? He's with Phnx. He's going to be coming back later on. I'm like, who's Phnx? He said, it's no Gallagher's daughter. He's probably no Gallagher. Phnx. I didn't bother. So we're kind of with the venue, and we're walking up to the tour manager. Right, this is your dressing room up here. So I walk up. Next minute, a corridor, just be blonde-haired lassie, spitting image of no Gallagher walking up. So that's obviously no Gallagher's daughter. Right. My dad stops and goes, hey, pal, how's it going? She's like, sorry? He's like, I know you. I know your dad. I'm his mate. She's like, what? He's like, your dad know. Your dad know. He knows me. That. I know him. I went, Dad, shut the fuck up, man. And she's like, what's going on? Anyway, she's like, see you later. Just walked on. I was like, fucking hell, Dad, calm down. Let's get to the dressing room. YungBlud pops his head in. This is Bertie boy. And my dad just grabs him, man. He's like, it's brilliant. Oh, if you thanks for giving my boys this opportunity. Amazing, great. It's great to be here. So, start the rider, man, the dressing room. Bought big litre bottle of Jack, beers everywhere. Start just
going. Like that? He picks up beer and goes, do you just need to pay for this? I says, no, yeah, you get that if you're playing. You only get 12 for then. I says, that's what they give you. It's part of, I mean, you take what you get. He's like, no, that's no one. He goes up to the manager. A bottle of Jack Daniels, you get another crate of A beers. He says, that'll not do me. So I says, what? I said, you can't say that. And he went, to be fair, Jess went and got it and got these beers and got a bottle of Jack Daniels from all the rest of it. I says, Dad, we've been on tour for 3 months in America. Didn't get nothing. I says, you've stepped in here 5 minutes and you've already got. He So you don't actually don't get. Do you know what I mean?
Boozing away, man. Boozing away. We go on and play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Biggest crowd we played to. And it went off, man. Went on my
Brilliant.
But that's side of the stage. Just these going, this is fucking
That was
brilliant."
actually on the stage. Didn't realise, but people could see him. He was outside the
Right,
speaker
go
with
you.
the phone, videoing
Wow.
us.
What a show, man.
Brilliant. It's great fun.
And after it, YungBlud goes on. My dad's fucking doing cartwheels at the side of the fucking stage going off his nut. Brilliant.
To get my chair and actually pin him
Sit,
down and say,
sit down, you're
"We're
putting
gonna
everybody
calm down."
off.
Honestly.
So YungBlud finishes, comes off stage. Who's the first person he sees? My dad. My dad just grabs him, puts him up, and he's going, "You're going to be the biggest star on the planet." He says, you're the real deal. And YungBlud's eyes is just opening up. He's like, you're the next Mick Jagger, man. He's like, "You think so?" He's like, "You are going to be the biggest. And he's cuddling my dad. I was like, "Fucking hell, Dad, what are you saying, man? You're off your nut."
Love that.
But
That
he
was
just,
brilliant.
Love
but
that.
YungBlud, like for instance, like YungBlud, he's always the loudest guy in the room.
Aye.
Always. But when my dad was in the room with him,
Aye.
my dad was always the loudest guy in the room.
Aye.
So we go to Prague next, having a laugh, brilliant. And YungBlud goes to my dad, Bertie boy, after Prague. Anyway, he's only met my dad for 1-2 nights. At
Aye.
Bertie boy, I want you to sing with me in Warsaw. I want you to sing a song with me.
That's thinking.
On stage?
Is that Frank Sinatra?
that's
my way.
song.
I'll do it, no bother.
He's like,
Says,
"No."
One of my songs.
I want to sing Waiting on the Weekend, it's
Right.
called. My dad said, no bother, pal. Sit down, I'll take it for you.
Right. Aye.
So we've got an 8-hour journey from Prague to Warsaw in the back of a van.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's writing all the lyrics down. He's got the headphones on for 8 hours, man.
Zoned in.
Blaring. That's all you could hear is waiting on the week. I'm like,
He's
"Dad,
just singing
turn
away.
the headphones down. There's another 5 folk in this van.
We're getting all the lyrics done. My dad's always business, right? He's
Right.
always doing business. Get to Warsaw. He's like, "Stop here." So what do you mean venue's a mile away? He's like, "No, I've got a business meeting to sort out. I'll be back in an hour." Jumps out, his phone's running out of battery. He's in the middle of Warsaw and his chest is really
It's
bad.
middle of the scheme in Warsaw. It's not
He's
as
like,
if
"Get
you
you
drop
in
him
an
off
hour."
at, the city
Aye.
centre.
Just worried.
The middle of the scheme. No phone battery, you know. He says, "I'll see you there." Big bent thumb because he's arthritis. He's like, "I'll see you there."
So he gets away doing business and then anyway shows up at this venue and he's ready. YungBlud's going, "Bertie, you ready to go?" He's like, "I'm ready to go, son. Let's go kill. Let's fucking knock it dead." So brilliant. So we go and play. Brilliant show, man. Warsaw was fucking nuts, man.
Aye.
These kids, the kids don't get a lot of bands coming
Aye.
and they've not got a lot. So when somebody comes through, they make an effort
Aye.
and it's a brilliant show.
They're ripping the
barrier.
and that. When we were playing, they were ripping the barrier down and
To get near all
swinging,
the-
Aye,
swinging
just
through the lights. It was brilliant.
So then YungBlud comes on and my dad's ready to play. He turns to me. I says, "You ready?" But Bertie boy said, "Forgot all the words." And I went,
That was
he
class.
says, "Forgot the words, don't need them." I was like, "For fuck's sake,
I know.
man." So next minute, the stage manager comes over. He says, "Bert, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to tell you your cue. You're going to walk on stage. I'm going to hand you a radio mic. You're not going to talk, just going to sing because they've got a curfew. The stage is timed perfectly, right? The whole show's timed perfectly. Do not talk. Do not put YungBlud off. Just go on and sing." Fucking very good, no bother, man. I'll fucking sing.
Boy says,
I talk.
like, literally say my dad, "Do you want a seat?" My dad's looking back at him. Like, "Do you want a seat? Do you want to sit down or do you want to stand there?" Dad's like, "Yeah, man, great." And he turns to me and goes, "He's not listening to what I'm saying." I says, "Nah, is he fuck?
Nah.
Not got a clue what you're saying."
So next minute, YungBlud goes, "I'm going to play next song. You know the support band, Phnx." Yeah. He's like, "Well, we're going to get, they've brought their dad on tour. This is Bert, right?" Bert, man, and hands a mic. "Bertie, sing, don't talk, no bother." "Hello, Warsaw!" Right? Go on, and all the crew are like, "No." He's like, "Let me just say something right now, right?" And he's like, "This is YungBlud." Like, he's like, "And I am old blood." And, and we are blood brothers. And the whole place goes fucking mental, man.
it's
We're
so
like,
funny.
"Oh,
We
Bertie
get
boy."
the side like, fuck.
It doesn't
hell,
really-
man.
Luckily enough for this song, it keeps repeating the word "waiting on the weekend."
Right.
Aye.
So
it's
he just
brilliant.
starts playing. My dad starts going, "Waiting on the weekend," like that. And everybody just loves it. The whole, everybody
Aye.
loves it. So we're wailing up at the side, man, going, this is unbelievable.
Aye.
And so the end of the show again, right, okay, sentimental stuff away, brilliant, straight to merchandise. We need to hit our target because we're going to be in the red.
Aye.
So down at the merch table right after we play, it's queued out, man. Absolutely come out of here. Here we go. This is going to be the best night in tour. Yeah, beauty.
Match it, honestly, I'm going 5 up, 10 up, 15.
Getting out of the bar.
All the way.
I think, yeah, an absolute beauty. This is, these folk are loved us.
Aye.
So many fans. What a show. Superb. Bertie boy is too down for us, right? Just standing and thinking, I'll go and help the boys when it's coming. Every single person walked right
Not
by
one
him.
T-shirt. I want a picture of my dad, man.
Picture of my dad.
Every single one of them.
I thought you're joking. I says, Dad, get in here and start putting t-shirts. My dad's like, no, I'll do the pictures.
Yeah, sure,
You do the
t-shirt.
merch, boys. I'm like, you're here for one job, Dad.
Brilliant. Went to tour bus after, had a drink, and then we flew back home for a day, and then we met up with them in
We went to
Berlin, was it?
Berlin. We came back with my dad.
About a day off, so YungBlud and stuff. So we flew back with my dad, and that was a wee tour experience, and it was absolutely brilliant. And then for there, we announced a headline tour. It was our first proper headline tour.
Aye.
And we've done a couple of gigs before and struggled to sell them out. Next minute, Amsterdam sold it, Cologne sold it. All these places across Europe started to sell out. We'd never dreamed of going abroad and selling it. All these places started selling it. And it was because of YungBlud and Capaldi and all the rest of it. And we went across
UK and Europe
for 3 weeks.
I think the album came out in 31st of January.
Aye.
And then we went on to the 6th of February for 3 weeks.
Did that feel at that point that you were getting there?
Everything started to take
we were
off.
leaving Dover. The first gig was Paris. We're leaving Dover. And I remember waking up at 6 in the morning to get the ferry and get about 15, 20 messages on Instagram saying, we're here waiting for you. And there was like pictures outside the venue in Paris. And I thought, we didn't left the UK.
Aye.
No plane until 9 o'clock the next
there's
night.
folk there
9
already.
o'clock. It's
And
mental.
we got there, it was queued out, like the same as YungBlud.
Aye.
The venues are smaller, but because he used to tell us, that's what you'll do, is follow my footsteps. That's what I did. I did all these silly places you're going. I did them, and then I moved up. So that's what you're going to do. And everybody was queued out and it was sold out. Man, this is brilliant, man. Finally, absolutely finally, it's starting to go right. Social media was going brilliant. The album was out. It was great.
The American tour booked. Festivals galore in the summer.
I had big festivals booked.
Amazing.
Reading, Leeds, Transmit, Pink Pop, Firenze, Rock am Ring, German. It was like finally we got to a stage where this is all going to kick off.
Aye.
Sold at St Luke's in Glasgow, played that. Week later, coronavirus, pandemic shut. European, American tour cancelled. South by Southwest cancelled. Festivals cancelled. European tour that autumn cancelled. All just finished away.
There's nothing you can even do.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, listen, we'll all say very, very privileged and lucky to be in a situation because during that pandemic, people losing lives, losing their jobs, and you're really, really lucky to be. And that's what I'm saying. You go, sorry to say, that all get pulled away phase, but you've still got something to get back to.
100%.
Whereas loads of people never.
Aye.
So that it makes you very grateful and lucky being in this position.
It's a hard for you, but because you've done all that graft to get to that point, you've kind of got these tours, festivals already, and it's like fucking bang.
Was finally it started to go in the direction we always hoped it would properly go in terms of fan base wise, and then it just stopped. So we were like, right, listen, let's not let this deter us. Let's use this time to make another album and just be proactive. But we didn't have a studio.
Right.
We had nowhere to go. That was closed. Our houses aren't big enough to really make music in.
Right.
So we were like to my dad, he said, what he's got to do? I said, we're planning to make an album, there's nowhere to go.
Aye.
He says, well, and this is when he was at lockdown, this is when he started to notice he was getting sicker. And he said, I've got a garage, the room up my garage, just build a studio in there. I was like, can we do that? He says, I'm not using it, just jump in there. Because when he got diagnosed with the illness, we said to him, why don't you go and move abroad? Because the winter came in, bad chest infection, So just go to India or go to
Aye.
Marbella or something and live,
just chill out,
sell,
aye.
because the cold weather affects you.
Mhm.
He said, no, I've always wanted to build a house. It was many and my dream. He says, if I go, then I'm leaving that there for you
Aye.
guys. And that's what he wanted to do. So he bought a bit of land, built his house, and the garage said, you should build your studio. So we built a studio, and for the whole of 2020,
Mhm.
we just made songs.
Aye.
We just wrote songs. We used to write a song, take it into him, show him the song.
Aye.
Love it, man.
Biased is good.
He would say,
Aye.
he said, you know what, it's a great song I had in my life. It's amazing.
every
For
time.
all the-
Every song, every song. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, man. It's just so good.
Must
And,
have been good for you, but having that time, you're knowing that you can rehearse in the house and all that, and you can just go and let them listen to it right away, and you're there. Do you know what I mean?
It's
You've
the
done that.
weirdest thing ever. That's what I'm saying. See, also come to the point, but when you reflect back, a lot of people say, oh, it was a terrible year and all the rest of it. No, it's probably the best year ever, because see my dad every single day.
Aye.
Like, literally up
Aye.
the back garden on the phone.
Aye.
He wasn't busy, he wasn't in business or flying here and everywhere.
Mhm.
He was just there and being your dad.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? She was
Aye.
like talking to you, oh, do this and do that. And I see the music, oh, blessing, stuff's going to come back. And he would always give you that lift. See when you're
Mhm.
feeling down or going, oh, I was meant to be playing this gig today,
Aye.
or should have been here, should have been there. He would go, you'll get there. I'll be
Aye.
next year. Don't worry
Aye.
about it. Don't panic. He said, just always kept saying, just keep going.
Mhm.
Keep the music going and it'll all come again.
Aye.
So even when you're doubting yourself, it was always nice to have, because don't get me wrong, like, past years they've been busy or been away, and you'd maybe speak to him now and again and
Mhm.
say, Dad, how'd that got on, whatever, and he'd be like, oh, it's fine, everyone's all good, I'll see you when I get back, or oh, I'm in London here, I'm there,
Aye.
don't get the chance.
Aye.
Whereas that full year, he was just there, and it was brilliant,
it's
absolutely
good,
brilliant.
get to see him every day and just share that stuff
Aye.
with him. And so we were just spending all that time, and we had, because of the YungBlud tour and the first album, we wanted to do something that was a bit different,
Mhm.
alternative. So we had this idea all planned out in our head. I'm not going to give too much away because we're still going to do it, but
Mhm.
we're
Mhm.
working on these songs and all the rest of it. And we showed them, manager showed them a couple of record labels, and the record label says, this is brilliant, but if you do this record, you have to do it like you were on the road again,
Mhm.
because how are we going to market this? And that's
Yeah.
pretty much
Mhm.
live oriented, so very tough to do. Doing it when the live scene is pretty much dead.
Mhm.
All right, what are we going to do then? I don't know what we're going to do. And we spent all that, and spent a whole year making this concept and all the rest of it. And then through that, you got sicker and sicker, and that got really tough. Reflecting back now, it was a tough thing for us, man.
Aye.
I mean, going through someone, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been through that with
Aye.
any of your family,
Aye.
but it's a tough thing mentally, because it just consumes your thoughts. When somebody's
Aye.
terminally ill or somebody's sick, it just consumes your thoughts night and day. And your job is to try and G them up
Mhm.
as much as you can, and let them live, and you're trying to be positive, and that's tough. So we were making music, we were doing all that, and we were in the studio one time, and we had finished a song, and I went into the house to show him,
Mm.
and he was sitting on his couch. He had a bad week because he got a lung function test
Right.
to see what the percentage his lungs was, to see how it was just decreasing and decreasing. And he thought it was going to be higher than it was, and it was pretty much bad news.
Right.
The lungs were getting worse. And he said, but it was just a bad week.
Aye.
I tried to stay positive, and I went in the house to show him a song, and he was just sitting in the house, looking at the window at the hills.
Aye.
It was just dead peace, man. I just looked, and I just didn't say anything. I was like, oh, man, he looks just dead at ease, and I'll just leave him.
Mhm.
So back in the studio, I said, just see my dad there. Just
Aye.
he was so peaceful and chill, man. It was brilliant. And then I started to realise the reason why he built that house, because that was where he wants to escape all his worries and all the stuff. So
Aye. Just switch off.
we just this chord pattern, and I had these lyrics. I says, over the hills and far away, looking for a better day. When it seems like there's no escape, was like, that's what I'm hearing. He went, take me to my happy place. He had one of those brain fart ideas, like genius ideas.
Don't know what happened.
Just comes out.
I was in the middle of playing Angry Birds on my phone, and I says, "Take me to my happy place." And then Stevie went,
I went, right, okay, fine, I'll
Genius
do.
process, innit? Bang, back to my game.
So we put it together, and I made the chorus. I sang it in, and I recorded it that night. I went, I saw him in that,
Aye.
and
Never told anybody though.
didn't tell
about
my,
doing that song.
didn't tell MD, and I drove home, and I just remember crying my eyes out. Just crying, crying, because I think I'd kind of accepted that, you know, it's not looking good.
Aye.
So when we did that, I just left it. I did show my manager roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Says, bro, you got to finish it. I can't finish it, man. It's just because the lyrics are too
Aye.
real, and
Aye.
you know, it's no good. I don't want to finish it.
Aye.
So then it got to Chris. It got worse and worse, and he was just, and then he get taken in the hospital for a night, and he come back and thought it was better. And then
That was a Monday.
the Monday, and then the Christmas Day was a Thursday, I think. Friday. Went to Christmas, and it was the lockdowns when I went to see him to get him to his house. We went up to his back garden.
Mm-hmm.
It was my dad's in his bed. Can't go to his bed. Christmas Day. The kids are, the grandkids are there and that. But it's okay. Everything's all right. No bother. And I'm back down the road after went for Christmas dinner at the mother-in-law's, and come back down the road. Get a phone call on his phone, says my dad's just had an ambulance here. He almost died. Got him in time. He's in hospital. So he's in the hospital, and then he's pretty much in there for a month. And you're FaceTiming him. You can't get and see him because of COVID. So how are you? He said, I'm fine, man. Don't worry about me. So everything's all right. So I just need to get through this. You'll beat this better. You'll get through it. And he's like, what's the music like? I said, music? Are you having a laugh? I said, don't think about music, man. Why think about it? He says, second, my thoughts are now. He says, you've got to finish it. You've got to finish it. So we went back in the studio, and we wrote this happy place, the verses for it, wrote them all down, got it all finished. This was in January, recorded it, bounced a copy of it, listened to it the way home, got home. As soon as we got home, phone call, he says, no, you got to see your dad's going to pass away. So we were lucky enough to go to the hospital that night and play him the song. Spent his last hours with him, and then that was kind of it. And then from there, he passed away the next morning. Tell my managers and stuff and tell him the whole story. So we wrote a song about it. And he's like, he didn't tell me that song. Do you mind if I hear it? I said, I sent it over. Sent him a song. And I didn't really keep in touch with him for the week because I was doing family stuff and we were busy. And then about a week later, he phoned back and says, Atlantic Records want to sign you with this song. Are you joking me? He said, no, I absolutely love it. And just love the story, and they've got a good feeling about the whole project, and they want to sign you.
Must have been an emotional time for you as well at that point, because it's kind of...
The weirdest thing is, so the producer Ross saying to us, this is amazing stuff, man. You got to sign me Atlantic Records in America. That doesn't happen. We're two wee guys from Scotland and two brothers, and I'm in your head. Now I look back and go, you're a miserable bastard, Alan. You should have been smiling and been happy. But totally numb to everything. I was just thinking, I don't really, I'm not affected by this at all.
Just
total numb. And I'm going, that's great, man. If it happens, it happens. But you know what I mean? You just need to continue as normal and make sure my mum's all right, make sure the family's all right. And you get through a tough time, and then you sign the contract and you go, all right, that's great. And Big Ross is like, oh, this is brilliant. And he's like, still looking at me going, you're a miserable bastard, man. Get on with it.
It was, as I said, we'd tick the bucket list thing off, which was always a thing. But it was kind of like, even when like it takes so like to sign a record deal, once they say, listen, we're interested, you want to do it, they'll give you, it's called a short form, which is basically like, this is the brief deal, these are bullet points. And then if you agree that, it goes to long form, which you to and fro with your lawyers for basically a month. So through all that process, Big Ross, the producer, said, you're not excited? I said, I've arms, doesn't it?
Well, like, we were just like... You're trying to play it cool, you're just like... been in this position before and it doesn't happen.
It was like it wasn't great. We just went because usually before you did worried about it in case it doesn't happen. Like, listen, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we're absolutely want it to happen. We love it, but you know,
what's the dynamics have changed for you at that point as well? But
we were just focused on. We were just focused on that. The focal point was getting this song ready, getting it geared up for it, and that was the whole idea. And then the bizarre, like the bizarre thing was, the guy that signed this is one of the biggest A&R guys in the world, called Pete Gambarg. He's the head of one of the presidents of Atlantic Records. He saw us 3 years previously.
Right.
My manager said, who knows him briefly, I can't get Pete Gambarg to come see you in London. He said, but you need to come down. He said, I'll just say, because if I tell him you're coming down for Glasgow specifically, he'll say, don't bother about it. Don't bother coming down for me. Said, but if I just say you're down here anyway, come and see you. So we drove at 7 in the morning all the way to London, set up all the gear in the studio, played for 5 minutes in front of him. So, very good. You guys are good. See you later. Buggered off, and we had to drive all the way back up the road. So that was another situation. But again, at the end goal was, we found out he was always keeping tabs on us. He always wanted to know what was going on. And we signed with him, and he's been brilliant. And the
first thing he said, jumped on a call, he signed it, jumped on, and he said, listen, just want to say, I'm so sorry you had to go through something so tragic to create something so beautiful. And I never thought about that. You could just write a song and just like that's it. 'Cause we never really poured your emotions into a song before. And he says that, and it just goes, the penny drops, and you're like, never thought about it like that. And he's like, you've no idea how much this is going to connect and how much this will relate to people at this moment in time.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because it's an emotive song. It's one of these songs that, and you'll know yourself, you'll have people that you like, and you have a go-to song that just gets you.
Yeah.
And see when I had a look on, I watched it on YouTube, and see the comments from people that were like, I'm going through such a dark time just now, and this really got to me. And that must be better for you than most things as musicians, like to get that connection with people out there.
Unbelievable. Somebody messaged me saying you used the lyrics of Happy Place in, I think it was their uncle's funeral.
Right.
They used that as part of the reading. People messaging you from everywhere, all over the world, saying you've no idea how much this song's helping me. And to get feedback like that first hand, just for fans and genuine people, it blows you away.
It definitely means a lot, because the one that sticks out for me was a guy messaging me, says I like music, but I'm quite traditional and like old stuff. I don't really bother with chart stuff or any music. So, but I heard your song, I heard the story, and I lost my father 25 years ago, and he said I've listened to your song, I cried more listening to that song than I did at his funeral, because just everything that I wanted to say to him, you said in that song. And I was like, wow, fucking hell, man, that's deep, man. But you don't realise. And really, when you look back, that this song has been a good bit of therapy for us, certainly getting through it, and motivation, because I tell you what, after we released it, we kind of had a wee bit of the grief just come in and drop kicked us big time, because that was spurring us through. When you get this done, when you get the video done, get the artwork ready to go, share it with everybody, boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh man, then it's like, oh fucking hell, man. And you hear the song, you hear it on radio, and yet it's got a different meaning. See, when it's out there, it's got a different meaning. It's different. It's a different animal when it's out there, and that hit us for 6 for a couple of months. But again, it's helped us grow and helped us get to the next bit, and it's helped us understand that certainly when we're writing now, that realness wins all day. Just be yourself, be honest, be real, and people like that. If you try to be something else and try to do something for, try to tell a story that's not real or whatever, people can smell bullshit. So if you be real and honest, it goes a long way, and that's what's taught us.
Unbelievable. And that came out obviously July. We're still in COVID times. What's next for you? What's happening over the next kind of 6 to 12? What can you tell me that's happening over the next 6 to 12 months?
The day. It's the 19th. So, due to playlisting, reasons I think it is. We've got a Christmas song out,
Right.
which is a beautiful Christmas song. Stevie wrote it himself, bit disappointed he never asked me.
I didn't have any magic brain farts, so I just to go myself.
No, I did. I had a couple of brain farts, but make it use.
It was a Christmas song. I'm doing my John Lennon. I'm singing about world peace, and he starts talking about baubles in the tree, and that. I said, "Nah, it's not the right fitting for that one."
You used that.
Keep that to yourself. But we're going to release a Christmas song end of the month. Then we've got some other things up our sleeve. We've got a sold out show at St Luke's on the 25th. So what we'll say is 25th of November. So from 25th of November to January, we are going to be on full on promo mode because we've got some news happening. We've got some stuff. We're going to release an EP, and when we do that, when everything's finalised, we're going to do everything we possibly can to tell the story of my dad. That's what the EP is about. Tell his story and do our best to do that. Then we'll be releasing new tour dates at the start of the year. Fingers crossed, if all goes well, we'll maybe be sharing the stage with some big acts as well. A support tour, that's what we're in talks with now. So if that all happens, then we're going to have a busy start to next year.
Amazing. I feel like I've been on a pure journey here.
So
Start to finish.
I can't stop talking, man. I'd be the worst. We just gab.
Honestly,
gab all the time.
Honestly,
don't include me in that. You're the worst.
I don't know. I gab all the time. But we
and if you're out there, if you fell asleep, now's the time to wake up.
Aye. But it's quite funny because we just I was doing the Lake District actually. It's funny, so I was doing the Lake District last week with the missus, just getting a wee bit of chill time. Walking away, walked down the lake and walking towards someone. I said, I recognise that boy. He's cool as fuck. Pal on a teeny, dickhead. And he looks at me and winks. He's like, and I went, all right. And I was I just walked by him. And I looked back and I looked at him, he looked at me and I went, do you think he recognises? He's just fucking about it. He's fucking pal on a teeny. Don't know who I am. And he says, I think he recognises you. Then he said, I don't know. And she went, do you think it's pretty crazy that two wee guys for Wishy have signed with one of the biggest record labels in the world? And I never thought about it. I says, aye, I think that is pretty crazy. And go back to what you said at the start about the blind belief and all the rest of it. If you had to say at the start, that when we started in Phnx, this is what's going to happen, how it's played out. And then like the ups and downs and quitting and Capaldi, YungBlud and my dad passing away and saying, I was saying, nah, fuck off.
That's a full Netflix show.
It's never going
to sign the rights to that.
It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. But it did
Tom Hardy will play me, I think.
Tom Hardy?
Aye, I think so.
Tom Hanks? So then I was
like, you, same age. God's sake, give me green.
You see, Yankee, the names that have signed with Atlantic, like over the years going back to like Aretha Franklin,
Rolling Stones, aye,
crazy.
No.
The guy Pete Gamberg, the list he's got, who he's signed and the albums he's worked on.
That's frightening, man.
Handpicked you. It's like, man, this is.
It's frightening. He's I was a welcome to Atlantic family, man. I think he used to go far. And I'm like, oh man, Pete.
Check the day after, still winning on the website, messaging him, Pete, get me on that website. Get me on that website.
So my uncle John just texts me and says, "Are you signing with Atlantic? You're on the website." I says, "Pete, get us on the website." So, but it is bizarre, man. And we would tell. I mean, what I love doing is. We were at seeing YungBlud. He played Edinburgh last week. And went and seen him, catching up with him was brilliant. And there was a couple other local bands there who we've got to know and talk to, and they were just asking us like, "How'd you do this? How'd you do that?" And I love that. I love talking to people and see what they're all about and saying and helping people out. And because that's what like the guy Tim Vigo on at the Streets did, Mark Reynolds did. These guys pass on their knowledge, and I love meeting young bands who just get the fire in their belly, want to do it and say, listen, well, we did this, I think that would work for you, or don't do that because I don't waste your money doing that, just do this. I love helping people out because don't know, it just feels good that you're just passing down the knowledge and all the rest of it and telling your story. I mean, like you're saying, people say, oh man, that's a crazy story, is that? And you look back and go, that's a pretty crazy story.
Aye.
But it's good.
Funny though, as well,
It's funny, aye.
Because my dad used to say this all the time. There's two, I say this to every band, like, because when you doing the things, we'll try to get tea break and stuff with Ego Thieves. He's like, how did they get that? How did they get that?
Aye.
My dad used to say is, listen, there's two ways of asking the same question. You can say, how did they get that? And be angry about it. Or just go and ask the question, by the way, how did you get that?
Aye.
When you ask it that way, you find out the answers and you go and do the exact thing they did to get it.
Yeah.
I thought, geez, man, never thought about it like that.
And I get, do you know, a lot of the questions that I got in was for young guys, kind of 16, 17 musicians starting out, and they were like, oh, just ask them if they've got any kind of general advice just based on their own experiences. And see, from that point of view, what would you say to like a 16, 17-year-old, maybe like yourselves who are in a band and they're kind of looking for a wee bit of inspiration or advice? The
biggest thing, and it's learned from my dad, is if you can walk through swamps of shit and keep going, that there's always going to be a better day, and keep knowing in your mind that there will be a success if you keep on staying in the game.
Aye.
Your day will come.
Aye.
And we are proof to that, of the amount of ups and downs. We've been in, especially doing music in Scotland, when we've come through a lot of bands, we've got a lot of friends in music. We've seen lots of people who are doing well, who are no longer doing music, who've gave up. The mentality, the one thing that we've learned, well, one of the things that we were told about a record label when people are looking for someone is they would look for three things. Is number one is work ethic, number two is likability, and the third is talent. And if you don't have these three things, so you could be likable, you could work hard, but if you're not talented, you're not getting anywhere. Or you could be likable and you could be talented, but you don't work hard. So you have to have these three things in that order. And if you do that, then that's what people are looking for. And I guess that's what we have learned, is your mentality and your work ethic. If you keep on, it's incremental growth every day. If you're better than yesterday and it keeps on going, it doesn't matter if it's got up a wee bit. As long as it's going up, then just keep going. And that's what I guess we've learned. Don't get me wrong, it's tough. I've never thought I'd think of quitting, but I've came close to quitting. But we kept going. And if you do that and keep focusing on what you want, it'll come.
And also what tends to happen is, best way to describe it is, see when everybody else is going right, go left. Because what happens is everybody forms a scene and they're all trying, oh, everybody's into this, we'll do this, we'll copy them. And then that fad fades out and then they'll go to the next one. So when everybody else is going right, go left and do your own thing. And if you believe in yourself that much, things will start to happen.
Yeah.
Love that.
That's it.
Right. So I broke the record for getting questions in.
Okay.
Right, for guests. And obviously some of them had to be vetted for obvious reasons.
Yes. I can imagine.
So there's a few random ones. There's a few, obviously, because these are brothers that are kind of related more to that. So I'll go with the ones first.
Right.
Who's the most laid back out of the two of you?
Definitely me.
Stevie.
Aye. Always been that way.
Always been.
Because it pisses me off that much.
Laid back, man.
I'm always on edge.
I'm dead chill, man. Always. I don't get angry.
Apart from that.
I don't. In the band, I've been angry 3 times in my life, and once was the end of Ego Thieves when he stormed out. It was the last gig we played.
Could I dry your eyes?
And he started moaning, and I slammed the guitar down. I went upstairs.
Thought he was a big man.
And he came up and said, "What are you slamming the guitar about?" And I said, "Listen, this is our last gig, and we need to focus on the new project. And you're being a wee fucking loser. Get your act together. Get this gig over with. Because I've had enough of your nonsense." So that was the one time. The second time was the airport with Stuart, the director. And the third time I lost it was on tour with YungBlud. No, was it Capaldi?
Wasn't it with me?
No, it wasn't with you. It was one of the crew.
I'm intense.
One of the crew. But I don't get angry a lot at all. I'm very laid back. He's angry Alex, we call him.
Angry Alex, they call me. Dead pissed off.
Morning face.
What makes you angry? What gets you annoyed?
Just annoys me. First thing in the morning, see his face, raging. Jump in the van, he's there again, raging. Opens his mouth, raging.
Just a knob. Just a knob. That's it. A knob.
So you've had 2 asleep and Stevie goes, all right. Oh, fucking hate that guy.
Do you argue a lot?
That's the thing, people think we're arguing, but because we're brothers, it is very cutthroat. You can say you like, and your best pals in it like 2 minutes later. So a lot of people think, oh man, you're too intense, man, you're arguing all the time. We're just talking to each other.
We've definitely grown.
Aye.
Like a relationship and matured and understood that we've grew up in a family who are all competitive. We've got another brother and a sister, and my dad, and it was kind of like the only time you would say you love someone or you would be like genuine with someone is like, it wasn't very often.
Right.
Although you knew that you did, but slaggings, ripping people all the time. And when we go on tour, it's ruthless, man, relentless. Like, and some of the guys that we taking tour initially weren't used to the absolute banter.
Savage.
And I was and we get an eye opener to maybe calm it down a wee bit because we were going to a wee bit too hard. So we've grown, but then you realise, well, we're just talking to each other, but people actually think we're going at it. So we've let it tone down a wee bit.
Nice. I don't know if this is somebody that knows you that sent this in, but somebody said, who would win in a fight?
100% me.
No.
Steve throw 2 bungees, knackered, so the unfittest man on planet Earth.
I'm a biter. I can bite, I can scratch.
Prison rules.
I'm dirty.
Tell you what, I would never fight my brother. That's terrible. Family shouldn't fight.
I don't know. It would be an interesting.
That's an answer for my mum.
I'm not like Steve would fight because my mum wouldn't like it. She didn't like all that stuff. But she would never fight. She said, no, we'll not do that.
Defo folk try to start some of these questions.
100%.
Somebody else said, who's the favourite brother?
Me. If you ask my other brother Dave in Australia, say me. If you ask my sister, say me.
And if you ask my mum, it's me.
Yes, who's my mum's favourite? Stevie, aye.
Because I'm number 1. I was the first.
Aye.
You never forget the first time. You know what I mean? Number 1 for a reason.
Calm down.
I meant first I had a baby. Calm down.
Sake, man.
Pervert. Sorry about that. Keep going.
Oh, man. Randomly, somebody's asked, who was your childhood idols?
Childhood idols.
The Rock
Was.
for the wrestling.
Aye.
Unbelievable. Yeah, isn't it?
Straight, man. You're getting deep with
You'll be there 10 minutes. Or
The Rock.
The Rock for the wrestling.
Idol. Do you know who I loved? I guess childhood like idols. I loved the wrestling. Definitely loved the wrestling. First guy I seen that I wanted to be properly, maybe older, was either Johnny Knoxville. I loved Johnny Knoxville, man. I was obsessed with Jackass.
Love Stink hangs up his arse.
That was Batman. That was Ryan Dunn.
Aye, listen.
No, I still love him. Love Johnny Knoxville.
Aye.
Having a bit of one of the coolest guys about, man.
Nice. Johnny Knoxville and The Rock. Love that. First album or single that you bought?
I'm embarrassed to say, I can't even say
50 Cent.
Yeah.
Who is it?
The first album I got. Oh God, that's embarrassing.
First
man.
album I got that I found actually went to a BB camp and I found a Nirvana Bleach CD under when I was cleaning up, ready to go. Somebody left a Bleach CD, so that was the first album that I probably owned. Was because I found it.
Right.
A Nirvana Bleach.
PR answer is Red Hot Chili Peppers.
What is the real answer?
What's
Come
the
on.
non-PR answer?
Hurry up, man.
Non-PR answer, Lil Romeo.
Fucking hell, man. That's a fucking band.
Because he was about the same age as me and he was doing a song with Snoop Dogg and I thought, I've got a chance here, by the way.
Went for The Rock to a little.
You used basically.
I thought, I genuinely, at that point in time, I thought, if he can do a song with Snoop Dogg, I can do a song with Eminem. That's what I genuinely thought.
Right, well, that didn't happen.
Exactly.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Young dreams.
That's the name of his first album.
Yeah. Terrible.
Oh, man. I'm fucking scared to ask this one after that.
Yeah.
What's your musical guilty pleasure right now?
Adele.
It's a daily guilty pleasure.
She's not guilty. She's just, everybody knows she's awesome.
No, I know, but I like listening in the bath. Trying my
He loves beers in the bath. That's
beers
all
and
he
whiskey
does.
in the bath.
He'd
Man,
right,
can't
he'd,
beat
right,
Adele in the back.
But honestly, MD listening here, get a nice lolly, right? Get a nice lolly.
where you going to stick that?
I'm not Johnny. I didn't watch Johnny Knoxville, mate. Pervert. Ice lolly in the bath. and have 4 beers chilling in a bucket, get in there for 2 hours, watch a film.
Who spends 2 hours in a bar? You come out like a prawn, man. Frankly,
Prawn, perfect.
No.
Ready to eat.
What was a guilty pleasure?
Good and ready to
I
eat.
don't know.
Prawn.
Guilty pleasure. I like proper pop, like not cheesy pop.
Psy.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style. Love
I like.
Tune.
I really like different types of pop music. So I listen to that as part of the job, I guess, as well, to see what's, what kind of production's going about. And
Don't start, just give your end one.
I genuinely think who I would give away. I love Taylor Swift. I don't know if that's
Taylor Swift's brilliant.
I don't know. She's a great songwriter. I don't know. I'm cheesy, man. I like it. Yeah, like that, man. I don't know. No straight answer.
What skill would you love to master?
Foreign language. I'd love to speak
Any
another
particular
language.
one? Or
Spanish or French or German. I don't know, man. I guess they'd be bilingual. That would
Spanish, aye.
I'd like to speak another language. Definitely.
You do German on stage and it sounds horrific.
That's as good, yeah.
It's terrible.
Brilliant, man. Germans love it. Honestly, they love it, man.
Absolutely horrendous. I
You
definitely
guys
say
are
I like to learn Spanish at the class.
That was my answer, mate. Choose your own. One. I get your own answer.
Right, well, Bobby Basic or piano.
There you go. I learn to play drums. It says.
I like to play drums.
Sort it. Finally.
what small thing annoys you the most?
Alan. Small thing annoys me.
Stevie eating.
Anything or something in particular?
Honestly, the only way I can describe it is if he's tuna shite.
You know that. Picture that, it's just no right.
Honestly.
Things that annoy me.
Just in general. So just in general about Stevie.
No, it's in general.
In general.
All right, okay,
Small thing.
All day there. Doing all day.
I don't know. Some stupid like the internet's not working or something. Because I like see you downloading files and uploading stuff, especially in their studio. My mum says there's no Wi-Fi, so we're using phone signal, so I need to download samples and all the rest of it. So
Somebody takes a shite and doesn't flush.
It's a family show, man. Come down, came above board, talking about that, bowel movements.
You've
and
just said it's about him not, and you've just circled right back around.
He's obsessed with me. Loser.
Oh man. I'd said this to you before we started recording. 4 people messaged and said, would you ever do Eurovision? I don't know where this is came from, but
I think it's because Mainskin, a lot of the YungBlud fans love Mainskin, and when Mainskin did Eurovision and started to go
if we were from Italy or somewhere, I would say yes.
Aye.
But UK get named.
Mainskin can pull it off because they're Italian and the singers cause fuck. So they can do that.
Aye.
If we did that, it would be Britain. Everybody hates Britain.
I think you can
Everybody
really hates and she still win
again. She would get slaughtered. So if we maybe change nationality, we think about it, but not coming from Scotland, but just be ridiculed.
This is where the language has got to come in now. Get a wee Spanish
passport. True. Sort it out. Good work, actually. Wait and see.
Dream collaboration.
Oh, good man. Good shout, man.
Tyler, the Creator, or Kendrick Lamar.
We've got like the album we kind of made before Happy Place is fucking edgy, man. It's gritty. Big
Kendrick Lamar,
big sexy beats. So if you put a rapper on that, man, like Kendrick Lamar or Tyler the Creator would be great. Aye, something like that. Probably Kendrick Lamar.
I'm going to get to January and like St. Phnx have announced a tour with Kendrick Lamar. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. The one I'd say to you is, when are you coming to Honduras?
In the works, in the plans.
Let me tell you, this girl was obsessed. She sent the same message like 6 times, and then she messaged me back to make sure I got the messages in the first place.
That's the thing. It's like, see, is Honduras South America or North America?
I think it's South.
Surely South. That's in the geography lesson.
No, because you've got Mexico, which is north. You've got Nicaragua is north. You've got all the places, and then it gets to the tip, and then it goes south. what Latin America, whatever, around Mexico, Brazil.
We should be there soon.
We've got a big fan base there. A lot of folk, they're crazy music fans there.
Right.
That's definitely a market that we want to jump right in.
Right.
YungBlud's played Brazil, said it was unbelievable. We've got mates in a band called Seafret who played Brazil. So it was absolutely class. So we'd love to be playing. It's definitely a market we want to jump into. So we'll just wait and see what happens next year with COVID. If we can start doing that, then definitely we'll be playing everywhere. Aye.
What's the most bizarre places I've met a fan?
Well, because I've turned into sort of this mini
He's a national treasure.
TikTok star.
National treasure. On
I'm getting
Scottish
recognised everywhere about these Scottish TikToks that I'm doing.
Right.
So
hilarious though.
Just
recognise you, mate. Where are you from? I don't know, mate. I don't know what it is.
So you're that guy.
You're that guy. Oh, playing a singing a band?
No,
it's not that.
TikTok guy. What band you in? What band you band? No, a TikTok guy, Scottish words. That's me.
That's me.
So I guess pubs and we go to a lot of, when we go to the Rangers games, we get noticed quite a bit. We did we did Blue Sea Ibrox cover and some other stuff. We get noticed there. I can't even wear this place, but we do.
Best place, so an hour and 40-minute wait. Nando's the Fort. Goes up to the door with the wife with Louise going for something to eat. And the guy comes and says, I was at Transmit. I says, alright mate, how's it going? I said, how long do you wait for this? He's like, no wait at all mate. On you go. Jump the queue. It's like, yeah, beauty man. Straight in, ordered. For an hour and 40-minute wait, not for me, thank you.
Bang.
Brilliant.
Done deal. I can't remember that. Just random places, pubs, shops and stuff. I just get stopped and get a picture taken, whatever. Right. Which is quite cool. But I can't hear anywhere bizarre. There probably was somewhere maybe not remember.
Somebody messaged you and now furious.
Yeah,
Like,
there will be somebody. But I can't really think somewhere weird.
Or a wee guy getting sacked in Nando's currently.
Probably.
Shout out to Johnny.
Yeah, he's name away. Well done.
Somebody had messaged in saying, who's the top canner?
That's
Harry. That's me and
that's
Harry.
Harry. I'll tell you that's why.
Correct answer. Al. Top
We
canner.
took Harry. Harry used to play in a band called Camp Fiasco. And we took him on roadways down Reading Leeds. And he used to drink in the back of the van with Al when I was driving. That's how he's saying that he's a top canner.
I was driving you in the front. Brilliant.
He's just having a laugh.
Shout out to Harry. Top canner.
Harry's a good guy. Love Harry.
Is we Al's happy place still Gillespie's?
Oh, see, Gunther, I love it. I notice him. I notice him.
You can tell by his dodgy Gillespie's a hairdresser. You can tell by his
I don't go there. Gunther goes there. Go and get that blinking neckline fixed. Thank you very much.
Neckline?
Cheeky get.
Somebody has asked, what's the messiest night out you have had with the band?
Tell you what.
Messy.
Yeah, last night at the Capaldi tour.
We end up in
Philadelphia.
We end up in a gay bar.
Right.
Brilliant, man. What a best time ever. Didn't know it was a gay bar. And we went in and it was just guys we need tops on, YMCA, and I was like, this is brilliant. I'll be honest, it was top class.
I don't know if it's maybe America as well, because you're at a different place. Capaldi, we just all walked in. He's like, we're getting here, that's just brilliant. All Scottish boys.
Right.
So it was like, anyway, was there 12?
Something like that, aye.
8 or 12 Scottish guys walking into this bar, up at the bar getting drinks, and then turning, everybody's doing the YMCA, and I thought, man, this is
all
class.
guys in here, isn't it?
I know.
It's a bit no diverse enough, is it? But
Brilliant.
it was superb, man. I was up on the podium getting it loud there, man. I was going for it.
It's got to be videos of this
Oh,
somewhere.
it's brilliant.
He's got his leather jacket on, straight for stage, and all
It
the
was
rest
great
of it.
fun. That was a good night.
I thought he was the polis for the YMCA.
We've done the problem is when you go, we went to Quebec City in Canada the day after. YungBlud was playing a festival. 120,000 folk at this Canadian festival, man. It's huge. 21 Pilots were headlining. We were backstage because we were part of the crew because we weren't playing. And the guys like, we've got a wee bar. And it's weird, in the middle of the crowd, there's a tiki bar, right? A tiki bar that's like can fit like 10, 15 folk, and it's just crowd. So we're watching YungBlud. We're watching 21 Pilots in this wee tiki bar, just drinking, scooting back. Brilliant. Then we get backstage, just keep drinking. Then on the tour bus, drink. You know, you get the camembert cheese.
Aye.
He ate it like a hamburger. Ate the whole thing with the skin on.
Stink of cheese for 4 days.
Oh, it's honking, man.
And that, and I'm just like, that's stinking on stage, and I'm going, that's me. God,
Ended up rough a good couple of times.
New Orleans was good.
Oh, New Orleans, man. Went New Orleans way the day after YungBlud.
Right.
And
with Adam and the crew.
Aye, we got New Orleans is superb, man.
Aye.
The best. It's like basically there's no BAMs, no. It was just a music city.
Aye.
So you'd go get a pint at a bar, go into the next bar with your same pint. You can walk in the street with your
Did a
things.
glass swap.
It's brilliant.
Disney Marty was walking about with drinks.
So it's beautiful weather. We had these big big slush poppy things, man, with rocket fuel in it.
Really big like American football, see like the halftime bands and all that. They were walking about the streets, just bands.
Just a good
It was
atmosphere.
middle of the jazz festival as well, so you get into these pubs and they're playing literally the best musicians in the world are up just forming bands, playing songs.
I woke up in the morning and I was like, what a night, man. So what's that in my ear? So what's that in my ear, Alan? He said, your ear pierced last night? I says, you look like George Michael. I says, what? I said, I get my ears pierced. He says, and then Adam comes at me guitarist with a nose ring. So I got a nose ring. And then the video guy who's with YungBlud said, I've got video. I watched it back. He's trying to get a tattoo and he's full back tattooed. Steaming, and the guy says,
They end up with Mike Tyson, but he says, you're too drunk.
The guy goes, you're too drunk. We are not allowed to basically tattoo you, but we can do your ears. So I got my ears pierced. And FaceTime and the missus back home. She said, what's that in your ear? So I got my ears pierced. I like it. And she's like, get that out. You look ridiculous. So that was a brilliant night. That was one of the best nights we've had. But it's cause free booze.
Aye.
It's like your dressing room rider. You're getting literally bottles of Jack Daniels, tequila, whatever you want every night. You know,
Scottishness kicks in.
Oh,
Here we go.
Bang, bang, bang. You can't say no. So I had a good couple of nights.
You know the crew's Scottish when they're taking the apples and all that, innit? They're taking absolutely everything. You're taking the sachet of salt and pepper and all that. Get that in your bag. Take your fridge. Get
your granny and you get home.
Get the tumblers.
The whole shebang. So I had a good couple of nights, man. It was good fun,
Brilliant. Last question. Obviously, you've been on tour with YungBlud. You've been with Lewis Capaldi. You obviously the Imagine Dragons as well. What were the kind of biggest learnings you took with being around these guys?
Definitely number one, just touring in general. After coronavirus, do not take anything for granted and definitely live in the moment. I think we did that to an extent, but when you're away touring pretty much the whole year, and then the following year you're quarantined in a house, you learn to appreciate living in the moment more. The biggest thing I've learned from it's just surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with people who are positive. Surround yourself with people who work hard, and then you'll mirror them and they'll mirror you. And that's definitely one thing that YungBlud and Capaldi, Imagine Dragons do. These guys are all success for a reason, and that's because they work hard, they're focused, they like to have fun. But if you stick around those people, then that will start to mirror back. So probably that.
What an interview this has been, honestly.
Not a problem. Loved it.
Thanks for having us. Good job you can get Stevie to stop talking. That's got me running your dinner. Sake.
I'm here to tell a story, man.
Take your jacket off, you know what I mean?
I'm fucking sweating, man.
Man, so honestly, even just hearing that journey for not even like a long time ago, like in the space of a few years, it's good to also hear about the really shit moments and getting through the moments and getting to the stages you've got to, stages you're at the now, and it's obviously only going to get better for the both of you, and he's better remember me when he's a fucking winning all sorts of awards in Spanish and all that.
Oh, no, that will be up there. I'll be up there.
I'll be chucked to the band by then, so I'll be with you. I'll be saying, don't forget me.
You'll be playing drums by then, Gary. Don't worry about that. You'll do it. But no, we appreciate it, and I guess we're happy to just, I guess, speak about it. We feel, because we forget stuff, and it's just good to chat about it, and we do it like not to be biased. We do think we've got an interesting story and our job, I guess, as the band, not about music, is to try and make people feel good. That's what YungBlud said to us. Is like, we spoke to Capaldi about this with social media, and is that my manager wanted me to be like inconspicuous in 1975, and I was like, fuck that, man. Just be myself.
Aye.
Next minute takes over fucking social media because he's the fucking funniest guy about. YungBlud's at my manager's like, you need to be like that YungBlud. Look, he's jumping about and that. He's like, that's not me. I'm not a front man like that.
Aye.
We spoke to YungBlud. He's like, just be it. Said the reason why people like you is you like the brother thing. They like you and Al. Just be yourself. Make people. And what's the thing? And I was like, well, we like to make people feel good. We want to come in contact with someone. We want that person to leave with a positive experience. My dad always taught us that. So we've taken that to the band and make sure, just whatever we're doing, make people feel good, be honest, be genuine, and hopefully put a smile on people's faces. That's what it's all about. So this is an opportunity to do that. So thank you.
No,
thank you very much.
Thank you both. It's been brilliant.
Not a problem.